Alright, potato gnocchi is one of the best dishes all around, and combine that with a spicy vodka sauce, and oh boy, this one's good. Let's hop into it. Obviously, potatoes are the star of the show. I'm going with russet potatoes in roughly about 2.5 pounds. Now we're gonna wash these off, put them in a large pot, and then cover with water. Then you're gonna transfer this over to the stove, and we're gonna simmer for about 45 minutes until they're nice and soft, and you can poke them with a fork pretty easily. While they're warm, and unfortunately for me, while they were pretty hot, we're gonna peel these things. Now it's not the easiest thing to do, but just try to make sure most of the skins are off there. And then we're gonna put this through a potato ricer. I got this one off of Amazon, and it said it's commercial grade, but the story is here, you need to have a good ricer as it's going to help you get that smooth consistency. I've tried to use a potato masher before and it just didn't work out well for my gnocchi. Once you're done ricing all of your potatoes, then we're going to add in 1 egg into the mixture and you're going to stir around until everything is consistent. Then we're going to need a large work surface and we're going to heavily flour it and add that potato and egg mixture directly on here, and we're going to slowly start adding flour to this and kneading until we get a nice smooth dough. In terms of how much flour to add, it really depends. Gnocchi is very much a feels-like type of dough, and there's a lot of different factors such as how much water the potatoes have taken. Slowly add it a little bit at a time and you can't go wrong. For reference, I ended up using about 2 cups of flour here, and once done, clear off your work surface. Now this recipe makes a lot of gnocchi, so we gotta cut this into smaller pieces. I'm going 4 different quarters here, and then this is what we're gonna roll out. Add a little bit of flour to the work surface, and then we're gonna roll this out by hand until we have a nice long tube. I will say, do this right after you form the dough, as the longer you let it sit, the more the gluten relaxes and the harder it gets to roll it like this. To cut the gnocchi, I like to use these bench scrapers, and we're going for about 3/4 to 1 inch big pieces, but really it's all depending on what you want to see. I'd also recommend getting one of these inexpensive gnocchi rollers. These are really nice as they help put grooves in the gnocchi, which help us hold that sauce. Now, if you don't have this or you don't want to get one, you can also use a fork here and it'll give you those grooves as well. Once your gnocchi are all done, we can begin to make our spicy vodka sauce. So we're going to take 3 garlic cloves and we're going to thinly slice, and then we're going to set these off to the side for later. For the spice, I like to go with Calabrian chilies. We're only using 2 here, so it's nothing crazy. You're going to want to remove the top and then also take out those seeds, and then we're going to finely mince this up. You can set these chilies off to the side with the garlic, along with 3 basil leaves that we're just going to tear in half. All right, I'm back at it again with the San Marzano tomatoes. You guys know I love these things, so get the real stuff. It's going to make your dish so much better, and we're going the easy route. We're blending it up just in the can. If you want, you can go watch my vodka sauce video where we use a sieve in our hands. And also using the same process as that vodka sauce video, we're going to take a high-walled pan, add in some olive oil, and while it's cold, add in that garlic, chilies, and basil. Bring it to medium heat and stir around. This is going to help infuse this oil with so much flavor. Altogether, this is going to take about 4 minutes of cooking. Then we're going to turn off the heat and add in 3 to 4 tablespoons of vodka and simmer for another 3 minutes until that alcohol has burned off. Once done, the mixture should start to thicken and gel a little bit more, and it's at that point that we can add in all of our blended tomatoes, and you're going to bring this to a simmer. In total, this is going to take about 20 minutes of simmering with some occasional stirring. At the end, we want our sauce to be nice and thick to where it leaves streaks in the pan. It's at this point that you can add in 3/4 of a cup of heavy cream and give it a stir until you get that absolutely beautiful orange color that vodka sauce is known for. You'll finish the sauce by seasoning to taste with some kosher salt and black pepper. Now it's time to start cooking the gnocchi. So we're going to take a pot of water that's boiling, add in a bunch of salt, and then we're going to add in our gnocchi, and this is going to cook for about a minute, and you're going to know they're done when they start to float. You can then fish these out with a fine mesh strainer and set aside on a plate, but don't let them sit too long because we're going to add them directly into a pan that's been on medium heat. We're going to add a couple big spoonfuls of our sauce into this and heat it up and make sure that everything is nicely coated. Then we're going to add in a tablespoon of cold unsalted butter and mix until everything is fully melted and season to taste with some kosher salt. Plating for this is pretty easy. We're just transferring the gnocchi directly into a bowl, and then we're going to top with some fresh Parmesan cheese and some torn basil, and there you have it, some delicious gnocchi with a spicy vodka sauce. If you guys like the video, please like and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one.